How's it going, guys, and welcome back to my garage. Alright, so today we are going to start off with the sledgehammer in our hand. Gonna do a little bit of demolition work over here at this entrance of ours, because we all know that lowered cars are a bit of a problem with little humps like these. So we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of those real quick. And I think now we should hopefully be able to drive in and out of our shop, or, well, enter our shop a little bit easier. Alright, so what I need to do real quick before we get started on, well, the customer vehicles and also our own project, we need to go and dump the rest of the scrap material that is in the back of the Machino at the moment. Let's just put our pry tool and screwdriver back where they belong. Okay, let's get this thing fired up. Okay, so I still need to do a bit of maintenance to this truck, the Machino, because we've got a bad radiator hose that I've noticed, and there's also probably some other parts that have been wearing out by this time. So let's get this over to Steve's pawn shop real quick. It is just about 9 o'clock, so yeah, I forgot to sleep actually so that it's nice and early, but I think it's still fine. It should be good. Alright, I'm just gonna stop here. We're gonna leave the engine running. Let me just go and quickly get rid of the stuff. Just like that. Okay, perfect. And let's get back to the shop. And I think we're going to park the Machino outside. Where the other vehicles are. Where our Pontiac Firebird and the box truck is. And, geez, what the hell am I doing? Okay, so let's get back over there. Let's get this thing parked up around the back. We'll just drive through the shop. It's a bit easier to do it like that. Alright, we need to get the box removed from the truck, because I want to see if we can get the truck bed sorted out today, so that we can get our box truck or pickup truck, the big one, in and out of the shop a bit easier, because with the box installed it doesn't clear the door. I did see a mod actually that actually adds some bigger doors, so we might have to look into that mod at some point. So yeah, I did actually do some touch-ups to this truck, and we ended up painting the box there, so I am aware of that, but we will get that fixed once we get to it. Alright, let's quickly come and grab ourselves a wrench here. Just going to uninstall this box again. Alright, so 6 bolts. Alright, that's the 3 on that side, and let's get these 3 undone over here. Okay, so here it goes. This is our box. We're just taking it off. I'm going to put it right over here. Okay, let's just move it this way. Alright, perfect. So that is nice and out of the way for now. And what I need to do now is we need to buy some paint in the color of our truck over here. So let's quickly just go ahead and copy the color code 417A7A. Alrighty, running up and down. Yeah, that's the downside of having a big shop. You're going to be running up and down. And I forgot to sell this freaking engine from Bomi's Lada wagon again. But you know what? It's okay. We'll just get to it eventually once we remember it. Okay, so we've got our paint for the bed, which is still here in the paint booth, where I put it in the last episode. So we can get it painted up real quick. Well, let's grab our spray paint compressor. And I think inside here we've got a 2.13% of this paint, this color of our box truck, which is not working for some reason. Okay. Oh, it says 0% now. I don't know what the heck happened there, but okay. Luckily I did buy 2 new ones, so we should be good. Get this thing painted up real quick. Come on, go back on. Yeah, this thing is so finicky to go back on. There it is. No, it's not there. Oh my goodness, for crying out loud. Would you go on there? Thank you. Alright, let's get this thing painted. So these fender flare sides for this truck bed is actually a little bit weird to paint. Let's just turn on the torch so we can see a bit better. So we also need to still buy the fuel filler cap, or the fuel door, whatever you guys would like to call it. So I'm going to get that, and we should have actually done it before we started painting, because then we could have just painted everything at once. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll get to it when we get to it. Okay, let's continue painting this thing. Yeah, it's really not painting that easily. But I'm sure we'll get it done. And it'll look absolutely perfect once we are finished with this. Let's paint up the tailgate. I'm also going to buy some more accessories and stuff that's going onto this thing. Taillights, definitely. Alright, now we need to get this bed floor painted. I don't know if we're going to make it with the one paint can, so that is why I bought two. But we'll see how far we can get with this. Alright, spray paint it all nicely over there. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Looks like we've got most of it covered. There's still a little spot we missed over here. How am I going to reach that? Probably like that. Okay, that seems to be good. Okay, I don't think we missed anything on this thing. Seems to be painted up quite well. Let's just check on this side. I did notice something with these fender sides, or these flare sides. You can't really paint the whole thing, and putting it in a paint booth doesn't work either. So it's just a little bit of a bug with the mod, but I'm not going to be worried about it too much. Okay, so now that we've got our bed painted, okay, we are going to get the fuel door real quick before I forget about it. Okay, so that is going to be B200. Yeah, let's just do B200 body for now. Get ourselves a fuel door. That is it. And then we're going to go over to the B200 extra category by EST Banana. So yeah, I've got no idea what's going to happen when the game updates, if this specific mod is still going to work. But I guess we will find out soon enough once the game actually does update. Right, let's go over to accessories. And we are looking for the thing for the tailgate badge. Okay. And I don't know if we've got the antenna on, but I don't want to put that on, because if we lift the truck, it's going to be a problem. And what else are we going to need? We're going to need the stock bumper and the taillight. So let's go back to B200. I actually should have thought about this before changing, but okay. So what do we need? We need the taillights, left and right. And then we also want probably 2 boxes of bulbs. So we'll get those. And now I can't exactly remember. Okay, we still need this trim. And we also need the trim for the sides. Trim front, left, front, right cab. I just got to find the right stuff now here. But if it's for the long, FR long, I think this is for the bed. What else did we need? Oh yes, of course, the bumper, which will be under body. Okay, so let's come and grab a stock bumper as well. And I think that should be it. Okay, so now that we've got everything, let's just see if this is going to go onto the bed. Okay, there that goes. And we'll also pop this one onto the other side real quick. Just like that. Let's grab this. This goes onto the back. We've got this. It's going onto the tailgate right over there. And now we also need to get the taillights sorted out real quick with some bulbs. Looks like they only take 2. I thought they were going to take 3 bulbs. But yeah, the indicator actually turns on with the taillights. So actually makes sense. Alright, let's just get these 2 bulbs in here as well. And that's good. At least now we've got extra bulbs in the shop. It's just going to be kicking around. This is actually... this is the empty box. Okay, so let's just leave that on the floor. Let's quickly get our field door installed. What is this going to need? Is that a... Yeah, that's a screwdriver. Okay, let's grab the screwdriver. We're also going to need it for the taillights anyway, so it's a good thing. We are grabbing it. Okay, let's get our taillights. Okay, taillight right. Pop that onto there. And just screw it down. And let's grab the other one. Okay, and pop that onto there. Okay, we'll zip it down. Okay, now we need to... I think maybe let's bring the truck inside. I think that'll work out quite well. And I'm not going to do the suspension lifting today. Don't think we're going to lift the suspension just yet. We'll see how it works out the way that it currently is. Right, going to reverse. And yeah, I might actually scrape this window tint off so that we can see out of the back. Seeing as we are changing this thing into a regular bed now. Alright, I think that is good. Alright, so there's a couple of things I'm going to have to take off the truck real quick. So we're going to grab ourselves a wrench. Let's just grab the whole toolbox for now. Don't know what else we're going to need. So let's undo these taillights for the flatbed. Okay, so these were potentially damaged in the accident we had in the last episode, but I think they should be fine if we ever wanted to revert this thing back into the box truck. Okay, let's just put that down over there. Oh, that arm isn't chromed, but that's okay. You can't really see it under the truck. So this bumper can come off. Okay, we are going to grab the... You know, I actually think we've got an extra license plate over here. Yeah, let's put this one on the other bumper, then we'll leave that number plate on that bumper. Okay, it's upside down now, but that's okay. Okay, so that is all sorted. Okay, can we grab the bumper? Pop it onto there. Okay, let's grab the wrench and we'll just secure the bumper. That's perfect. Looking pretty good. And then we can just put this on the shelf. If it's going to stay here, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, but I think it's fine over there. Not too bad. Okay, next up, let's grab the bed. I still need to paint this thing quickly. So let's just grab this. Just get that sorted out as well. Now, why is this thing empty again? Did we use the whole can on painting this thing? It's quite possible. Okay, but there we go. That is painted. Now does it... It still works. Okay, so it wasn't a bug. I think it's just the way that this thing works. If you keep spraying, it doesn't register. It's empty, so... It's good. I guess that's how it works. Okay, so there's our brand new bed installed. And now I just need to bolt it down everywhere. It's going to be a bit of lag, obviously. Okay, and there we go. I think that is everything that I needed to do to this in order to convert it into a long bed. My goodness, look at that, guys. That is looking pretty sharp, if you ask me. Yeah, I'm just not too sure about the wheels at the back. They don't seem to be catching anywhere. But the tires are a little bit bigger than necessary for these fender flares. I don't know, guys. Maybe drop some comments down below. What do you think about that? If we should keep it like that, or if we should try and change it up a bit with different wheels, different tires, maybe. I don't know. But okay, so now that we've got this thing in the shop, you know what? Let me check. Did I buy the scraper for window tint removal? I don't think we've got one. I can't recall. Did we get one? I don't see one in the shop, so I don't think I bought one of those yet. Okay, so we're going to have to just deal with the window tint that is dark for now. Unless if I put it somewhere else, but I doubt. Okay, I doubt it. Alright, so that is our shop truck sorted. We've got a regular bed on this thing now, and I think it's going to be a little bit more usable in the shop. You know what, let's just go into third-person camera so I can actually see where I'm going. I'm just going to stop it. Let's go forward a bit. Just going to stop it right here. So this is going to make the loading a bit easier of all the junk parts that we take off of the Jason over there, Lacko's car. So yeah, now we're going to continue work on this thing. Get this thing sorted out suspension-wise. And I'm going to see if we're going to get to the engine as well. I don't know. It all depends on time. How much time it's going to take for us to get the suspension sorted. But I think we might actually get to disassembling the engine, if not putting it together. So I'm gonna inspect all of these parts one by one. The good parts we're going to reuse, and everything below 75% is going to be replaced. Okay, so there's the shock absorbers. So far it looks like everything is kind of decent that we've been taking off. Let's do this side as well. We're going to take off the upper control arms. Okay, that one needs to be replaced. So we'll chuck it in a bit. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got some clipping over there. So the tires are definitely a bit too wide. Or I think maybe lifting the thing would probably solve that issue as well. Whoops. There we go. Okay, we've got our shock absorber, which is also still good. So those parts are all fairly decent. Okay, let's go ahead and take this whole cross member out now. We're going to undo the brake lines and the engine mounts. Right over there. And over there. And here comes the whole front suspension cross member. Cross member, as you can see, is quite bad. And I did have a bit of a word with Lacko about the front wheels on this car. He wants to keep the same wheels that's currently on it. So these are looking a little bit bad. Well, this one looks a bit bad. Let's just check this one as well. Alright. How are you doing? 59%. Okay, so we need to replace both the rims. Let's maybe check the tires as well while we are at it. Maybe the tires are still good. I don't know. Okay, so that tire is 93%. Okay, so we can reuse the tire. Okay, let's chuck that in the bed of the truck. Where the heck is the other wheel? Over there. Okay, so let's grab this one. Gonna take the tire off of this. And just see what it's like. It's 80%, so that is also still good. Okay, so but the rims need to be replaced. So we'll get 2 new rims like those for Lacko's car. Okay, let's continue with brakes. Let's see the brakes. Brake calipers are brand new, so I'm quite certain he replaced the brakes on this. So I'm not going to bother taking out the pads or anything like that. Okay, brake hoses also look decent. And we're unbolting parts that I don't know what we just unbolted, but okay. It doesn't matter. Everything needs to come off. Okay, so there's our hub carrier. There's our hub. Hub is on 87%. Hub carrier is shot, so you need a new hub carrier as well. Let's just grab the screwdriver. We're going to take off the brake disc just to check it. Alright, brake disc is brand new, so we can reuse this hub with this disc. Okay, so it looks like the brake parts on this car has actually been replaced. Yeah, that's also 100%. Let's just check the hub as well. Okay, what's the story with this hub? 73%. Okay, I'm just going to replace the one hub. Okay, so let's just put that on the shelf because it's not too bad. We need to take off strut rods. Okay, so I think let's just go a bit crazier and unbolt everything. There should be a bolt down there, down there. We're going to take off the steering box, this tie rod. Hub carrier is shot, so we're going to need a new hub carrier. Okay, what else is on here? It's just the lower control arms to inspect. Okay, and it's our cross member empty, which needs to be replaced, so we can go ahead and put that down over there. Alright, let's just check everything here. Front right, front left, lower control arm. Strut rods are brand new still. That looks good. Steering box is brand new. Tie rods, both of them are still brand new. We've got the steering link, which is brand new, and the steering arm, which is also brand new. So Yeah, definitely not a whole lot of parts we need to replace on this thing. So what do we need? We need the cross member, the upper control arm, that and that, which is the 2 hub carriers. You know what else we can do? We can actually just go ahead and check the undercarriage of the car a bit further. We've got some torsion bars we need to take out. And I also wanted to check the condition of the torsion support, which is rusty as hell, as you can see. Torsion bars look good, or at least that one looks good. Let's just check this one as well. It's also good. Pretty well. Okay, not too shabby. And what else did I want to undo? Okay, let's undo this. That's our transmission support. Let's go ahead and check that. Okay, so we need a new transmission support as well. And that's going to need us to cut it off, because that looks bad. So I know this is considered a body part, but we are going to replace it because the suspension actually bolts to it. Let's just cut the correct welds and not cut unnecessarily here. Okay, and that is our torsion support, which is bad. So we're going to replace that. Okay, what else do we need to do suspension-wise? I think that's everything. I haven't checked the main brake line and the brake booster, so we'll have to just check that out as well real quick. So let's undo the main brake line once again. At the back. It's going to hopefully free it up once we get it off the brake booster or the master cylinder. Okay, the master cylinder itself, I can see from here it's rusty. But the main brake line is good, so that can go back on. We are just going to zip it back down at the back so that it stays there. Okay, and coming around the front again. In order to take the engine off, we're going to need to take the transmission out as well to inspect that. And I haven't checked the drive shaft yet, so what's the story with the drive shaft? Is that... Okay, so the drive shaft is actually not coming off for some reason. Oh, there we go. We've got the last bolt. Oh, I undid the pistol grip shifter. Okay, now I can't grab it for some reason. Okay, there it is. Alright, let's just set that down over here. We're not doing any work to the interior, so we're just going to reinstall that. The drive shaft is actually good. That can go back in. So I'll just bolt it down over there. Okay, so we need to get the transmission out of here. I want to inspect the transmission for condition. Can we reach that bolt up here? No, we're going to have to lower this thing down for that. You know what? Okay, so let's just pause for a moment with the transmission removal. Let's sort out the front suspension. So we need that. Okay, I think I've got it. Let's go and do some shopping. Okay, so we need to head over to Jason. Okay, and we are looking for some body parts. Okay, torsion support. And we also need the transmission support, which is over there. Okay, hopefully those are good. And now we need some suspension parts. Okay, so we need cross member. We need the 2 hub carriers. Let's not forget the 1 hub we are replacing. We also need the 1 upper control arm. Why is the transmission support here again? Is it now suspension or is it body? I don't know. Kind of goes both ways, I guess. But okay. So we've got our new cross member. Let's see what else can fit in our backpack here. Come on, get out of the way. Okay, so the transmission support doesn't go in the backpack. Okay, so we'll just have to carry these things over here. Get this all assembled. Okay, let's grab this. I can put the backpack away for now. There's our cross member, and let's get our torsion support. Okay, so this can actually go directly onto the car, so that we can weld that back into place with our trusty old MIG welder here. Okay, so was 3 welds per side. Just like that. Perfect. So that is back into position, and we need to get this transmission support back in. Okay, let me just bolt it down on that side for now. We're going to not bolt this down. Let's just leave it like that for now, because we need to take the transmission out anyway. Let's get our torsion bars back in and grab this one. Alright, so there we go. That is back in. So now we can put this together once again. Okay, which side are you? You are for this side. Let's go to tightening, and that is the right hand side. So that's the driver's side we were just working on. So the steering box will go back onto here somewhere. Steering arm goes back onto here. Okay, perfect. Steering link. Let's put the steering link back on. Great stuff. And tie rods. Tie rods are going back on. Perfect. Great stuff. Okay, let's get the hub carriers on. Which side is this? This is for the side. Okay. So there's a bolt over there and over there. And let's grab this one. Over there. And over there, let's get our hubs installed as well. Come on. You go onto there. And then we'll grab this one with the brake disc, which is fine, because that means our caliper can go back on straight away. Okay, so that is sorted. Let's quickly do strut rods first. Okay, so where do you need to aim for this to go back in? It's somewhere over there. Okay, and the other one. Somewhere over here. Oh, come on, for crying out loud. Okay, so that is sorted. Let's do the brakes. This one is for the passenger side. Zip it down like that. Let's grab this one. Same story, just zip it down, and now we can get this back onto the car. So there we go. Okay, so we are going to just bolt everything down under here. We know the brake line is good, or the main brake line is good. Okay, where the heck is this other one? Oh, there it is. And we've got some bolts for the cross member to do down, and that is everything for now. Let's just grab these arms. Why am I struggling so to get the stuff mounted today? There's a bolt over there. I think we've got it. Yes. Okay. Shock absorber for this side. Okay, zip it down, zip it down. Let's do the same on this side again. And this is probably going to look a bit weird, but nah, at least it's got some meat where it's bolting down onto, because we're not doing any body work as such. Okay, so that is suspension sorted for the front. We just need to get the wheels, and then this thing should be able to roll again. Okay, you know what? Let's just lower it down so that we can get the engine out. So we are going to strip the engine down as well. Let me just have a look at the time. Okay, so we are pretty much halfway now. Okay, so for the gearbox to come out, we're going to undo this. And we still need to undo the... Oh, crap. Okay, well, it probably needs to come out anyway, so it's fine. Just undo the starter wire, and that'll free up the transmission, which is actually bad. So we need to replace the transmission as well. Okay, come on. Where's this lower starter bolt? Oh, for crying out loud, toolbox. Get out of my way. Okay, let's check the starter. Starter is on 69%. So we're going to replace the starter and the transmission. And this is a 4-speed. So I'm sure he wants another 4-speed, because he didn't say anything specific about a 5-speed or a automatic or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and just install what we took out of the car. Okay, we've got our engine mounts loosened up already. So let's get our fuel line off. Fuel line is good. Okay, so now we need to undo alternator, ground cable, and that is the engine. Okay, engine block needs to be replaced. So this looks like the base game 5.6 V8. Okay, so we're going to replace it with a brand new block. So that means this whole engine is going to come apart in just a bit. So I think before we continue with that, let's quickly go and scrap the stuff over here. And we're going to go over to the shop and buy the 2 new rims. So that we can get the wheels on the car at the front. And we're also going to sell the scrap real quick. And then I might grab one of those window tint removers. So that we can get the tint off this truck. Well, at least off the back window. Okay, so just going to leave it running. Let's quickly do this. Alright, that wasn't so much. But at least it's a little bit of money. Okay, let's head over to the shop by the bridge. Alright, and this truck is still doing very well. I think I managed to fix up all of the damage that we caused in the last episode with our road trip. So I think it should be fine. Still probably need to take it over to the paint booth and just get it sprayed again. So that we know we've got our color condition stars up all the way. Let's just check it anyway. So yeah, looks like we need some color condition stars on this. And sadly it's not going to fix blemishes and issues like that, but it's okay. Not going to be worried about it.
I also sell trailers, by the way. They are parked outside.
Alright, great stuff. I actually bought a trailer off this guy the other day again. Okay, so we've got our rims. So we need to get those back to the shop because the tires are over there. We're not going to buy new tires now. And actually, Lacko did send me the money in the barn, but I didn't pick it up yet. Haven't done that yet. And I also bought the trailer of Devil's Dragons. I still need to send him the money. So yeah, we'll maybe deduct it from his money that he's going to pay once we do the quotation on his truck. I don't know if that's something we can do. We'll see. Okay, so we've got ourselves a tint remover, and I removed the rear glass tint. It looks like this tint is the lightest tint on the sides, so which is good. We can, yeah, now we can actually see behind us. Alright, let's get back to the shop so that we can get these wheels and tires sorted out and put back onto the car and air them up, and then we can dive into the engine. I think we still have enough time for that. Okay, so we are back, and let's just stop over here for now. Okay, perfect. So now we can grab our... Well, let's first of all grab this thing. I'm just going to put it somewhere. I'm going to find it again. Just put it over there on the table, and we need to get the 2 wheels out. Okay, let's get the tires mounted again. Alright, zip it over there. Okay, chuck that on the floor. Okay, there's the other one. Alright, perfect. Let's get that mounted, and let's grab the air compressor here. Just going to adjust it down to 2.0 bars. Okay, that was a bit too much. Okay, there we go. Alright, air this one up. And let's do the other one real quick. There we go. Alright, tires are aired up, and now we can get them mounted onto the car once again. We're going to need the wrench. Let's just grab the other one real quick. Get that onto the other side. Mustn't forget to get the shifter installed back onto this thing. So yeah, the shifter is laying over here. Okay, zip that down again. Okay, and we'll just bolt down this wheel in the old-fashioned star pattern. Alright, so now we're going to need this over here by the engine. Okay, so let's start digging into this thing and see what is usable. So, yeah, parts below 75% are going to be replaced. Exhaust pipe on that side looks good. Let's check this one. Okay, how is this one doing? Also 100%, so that is good. And I think let's continue from there. We'll take the manifolds off and I'll probably undo a couple of bolts. Unnecessarily, or not really unnecessarily, but yeah, in the wrong sequence. But it doesn't matter because everything is coming off anyway. Okay, headers. Yeah, this one is a bit bad, so we'll need a new right-hand side muffler. Or exhaust manifold, rather. Not the muffler, the mufflers are good. Okay, so let's maybe start at the front. Let's take off supercharger belt, or the blower belt as they call it in the game. And okay, let's grab this alternator belt as well. Okay, so those parts are still brand new. The engine block itself have seen better days. Okay, let's check this alternator. Oh, come on. Sometimes you can't grab this stuff. But the alternator is still brand new. Let's check our cooling fan we've got on here. Cooling fan is also brand new. So there's a whole lot of new parts on this car. Especially on this engine. It looks like he put this thing together out of the junkyard probably. It looks like it was a car from the junkyard. Or maybe a donor vehicle, I don't know. We'll see. Or a barn find. Could have also been a barn find, I don't know. Okay, there's the last bolt down there for our crusty water pump, which we need to replace. So all the parts we need to replace, I'm going to put them over here. And hopefully I try and remember what I need to buy and what we have that is good. So far, a whole lot of stuff is actually good. Okay, let's get this blower off of here. Okay, so there's the blower. Okay, so now, luckily we did work on one of these recently, so I'm still familiar with where the bolts are. So that's the blower scoop. We've got the air filter. 100%. So, yeah, I think everything is actually brand new. Let's just check the carburetors as well. These blower carbs. And see what's the story with them. Oh, for crying out loud. So I usually switch back to tightening so that we don't end up loosening stuff as we try and grab stuff off the engine that we have loosened. So then I sometimes end up tightening the stuff again that I just loosened. So it happens. Okay, let's go ahead and put this blower back together so that we know this thing is ready to go back onto the engine once we get to that part. Alright, I'm also quite certain this intake manifold is also brand new and probably the thermostat housing as well, but I don't know. 100% on that. Blower intake. Let's take this off because we need to take it off for the cylinder heads as well. Okay, and we missed that bolt over there. Okay, come on. There we go. Intake manifold, as I suspected, it was brand new. So that can go back onto here. It's just bolted down so that the intake is ready to go back onto the car. Alright, next we're going to take off the valve cover on the side. This looks like probably a new valve cover, which it is, but we don't have a matching set of valve covers on this car, so we're going to have to decide which ones we're going to put on the engine. I actually like the performance look, or the performance valve cover look, a lot more than these orange Mopar ones. So we're going to go ahead and replace this one probably, which is actually used. So yeah, that'll actually work out quite well then. Okay, let's take out the rockers. Okay, there's the rockers. Rockers are new on this side. Let's check this side. No, that's the wrong bolt, but it's okay. It all needs to come apart anyway. Okay, so sometimes the parts you can't grab them, they just sort of fly off on their own time. Let's do this. Let's take out the, or take off the spark wires. Those are still good. Alright, distributor. Let's see what's cooking with the distributor, if we can find the bolt. Distributor is still brand new. Yeah, a lot of new parts on this engine. Okay, that ignition coil is bad. 35%. Oh, can we just grab the damn thing? Okay, so that's what we need so far. Doesn't look too bad. Oil filter is brand new. Should we check spark plugs? I guess we should. Let's grab this socket wrench, or the spark plug wrench. Okay, let's just undo all of them. Loosen them up. Okay, I'm going to put that on the table. Okay, spark plug 1, 100%. Okay, so we are going to reinstall the spark plugs if they are all brand new, which so far looks to be the case. Yep, so far 100% all of them on this side. Oh, that's the dipstick, Funcle. Why did you pull out the dipstick now? For crying out loud, come on, go back in where you belong. Over there. Okay. Spark plug. Yep, 100%. And I don't think there's going to be any difference on this side. 100%. 100%. Yes. Brand spanking new spark plugs. So it doesn't look like this engine ever ran in the car, from what I can see here. Well, maybe it did, but I don't know. It didn't run for very long then, if all the parts are still at 100%. Okay, cylinder head for the right hand side is brand new. Let's check the head gasket. Head gasket is still brand new, so we can reuse that actually. I wouldn't suggest doing it in real life, because yeah, once those things have been squashed down, it's not really ideal to reuse them. And now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I just loosened everything to take it off, and now trying to grab the thing, end up tightening some of the bolts again. Okay, let's just wait for it to go off on its own time. Okay, left cylinder head is good. Okay, how's this head gasket? Where is this head gasket? Okay, it's actually stuck on there, which is 100%, so we can reuse that. Engine block is bad, as we can see. Okay, let's take off this front pulley. This is called the blower pulley. Crankshaft blower pulley, so that is still brand new. Let's check the harmonic balancer on this thing. 100%. So yeah, I don't know how or when or what he did when he built this car, if he actually had it running ever. But okay, we'll definitely sort it out for him. Pressure plate 67%, which we're going to replace. Clutch plate itself 63%, so we'll replace that as well. And let's check the flywheel back here. That's probably one of the bolts we loosened up. on accident or by accident. 88% on the flywheel, which is good. So we don't need to replace that. Oil pan is bad. Oil pan needs to be replaced for sure. Okay, that is looking bad. Very rusty. Okay, so that can come out. That's going to be replaced. Okay, let's see what else we need to do. Okay, we still got some stuff on the front we need to strip off. So let's go ahead and do this. We've got our timing chain cover, which could potentially be good. Okay, so that is bad. Okay, 45%. So we'll replace that. Let's check our camshaft sprocket timing chain. Looks bad. The sprocket is on 40%, so we need to probably do a whole lot of work on the internals of the engine. Okay, so that is bad. Camshaft will pop out with the pry tool. Let's just inspect this camshaft. 66%, so we need a new crankshaft, or camshaft rather. Camshaft is bad. And you know what? Let's actually just pop off that little sprocket here in the front as well, which we'll probably have to replace along with the crankshaft, because chances are the crankshaft hasn't been touched. Crankshaft is bad anyway. Okay, so let's take the whole crankshaft out. And I'm not going to bother with the pistons. Let's just rip this thing out. Pistons are, some of them are worn, some of them look good. It's only 4 out of 8, so we'll just rather replace all 8 of those anyway. Okay, can we get the engine block off? Okay, so that's something that needs to be replaced. So now we need to do a bit of shopping, and I must try and see if I can remember what I need to buy. So we need the left head cover, or valve cover, cylinder head cover, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's go over to engine. Let's see if I can remember what I need to buy now and what we don't need to buy. Okay, so alternator, oh, we are on freaking all engines. Let's just go over to engine. Okay, I need to still check the radiator, which is a good thing this thing popped up now. Okay, alternator belts, everything's fine. We need this. We need the clutch plate. We need the crankshaft sprocket. We need the engine block. We need the left cylinder head cover, but we want to get the performance one. We also need the right-hand manifold. We need the gearbox. We need the ignition coil. We need the oil pan. We need pistons. Yeah, I think I've got enough of those. This one we need to replace. Timing cover we need to replace. Water pump, camshaft, and now I can't remember what else we needed. Okay, we needed this. Okay, let's see what I missed. We'll just start putting it together, and as we go along we'll see what we missed, I guess. Let's start with the camshaft. Pop that into there. Let's just get this stuff out of the way. Okay, zip down the crankshaft. Alright, let's get the pistons in. Okay, everything is kind of in the way here. Okay, yeah, we did buy the right one over there. Okay, so that's good. Let's get the pistons in. One. I think we'll just pop them all in real quick. Yeah, so that's number 2. Number 3. What the heck, they are just going in wherever they want. Alright, so we just bought the stock pistons because I think that is what was installed here. Oh no, you didn't go in. Okay, well, let's put you in again. Alright, well, it's definitely going to be better than it was. Okay, so let's zip down everything over here. 2, 1, 2. Okay. And the last 2. Perfect. So that is our sub-assembly pretty much done. Just get our engine oil pan on here as well. Zip it down. And we do have got oil for this thing, so that's good. But I will just make sure we don't have oil in this engine yet. I don't think we should, because we are replacing the oil pan, all the pistons, crankshaft, everything. So we're going to need to add oil anyway. Okay. Let's continue with timing parts at the front. I think let's pop this on. Let's get this installed. Okay, need a spanner for that. Zip that down. Timing chain can go on. Timing chain cover can go on. Zip, 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 zip. Okay, so that is good. Water pump. Alright, I actually wanted to still have a look at the Elka Machino, Devil's Dragons Elka Machino or Jesse. And see more or less what kind of work we need to get ourselves into with that one, so that we can get a quotation over to Devil's Dragon. So we'll have a look at that thing in just a bit. I think once we get this engine put together, we can quickly have a look at that and just more or less figure out how much we're going to charge to get that thing sorted. Okay, I forgot to buy spark plugs. No, we know we've got spark plugs, Funcle. What are you talking about? Okay, so we've got the spark plugs. We'll just put those in. Could have actually put them back into the cylinder heads, because the cylinder heads are also being reused. Okay, zip it down, zip it down, zip it down, zip it down, zip it down. So yeah, in essence, this guy's going to have a brand new engine in this Jesse, because everything we took off was worn beyond the point, and everything that we are putting back on was pretty much brand new. So you could say this is going to be a fresh engine, brand new, factory fresh. Okay, let's spin it this way so we can get to those bolts a bit easier over here. Alright. Let's continue with the front timing parts for now. Let's get all of this back onto here. Okay, zip you up, zip you up, zip you up there. Let's get the alternator back on. Alternator goes there. Zip it down, zip it down. And now I freaking dropped the wrench under the ground. Okay. What the freaking bummer. Why did I freaking right click under the freaking floor? Okay, you know what? Luckily we've got a backup, so just moving along swiftly. Let's hope I don't lose this one as well. Okay, and fuel pump is back on. Okay, what did I want to... I actually wanted to grab the fan belt or the alternator belt. That's why I wanted to drop the wrench, and then I ended up putting it under the freaking map. But okay. You know what? It happens. I think everybody who plays this game actually lost it. Okay, this is the only second-hand part we are putting on this engine, which is the flywheel. 88%. But it's still plenty good. Did we even buy the right... Yes, we did. Okay. Just wanted to double check on that. Okay. Clutch plate. Where's the... did I not buy the freaking pressure plate now? Yeah, looks like we forgot the pressure plate. There it is. It's right next to the freaking clutch plate. How did I miss it? Anyway, as I said, moving along swiftly. Okay, 1, 2. And let's go over to this side. Zip that down so that is sorted. Alright, ignition coil. Go onto there. Okay, where's the rest of our stuff? It's like scattered all over the place still. Okay, let's get these rockers back in. Alright, I hope I've got all the bolts. I don't know, I'll probably see if I missed anything when I edit this video. But I think we've got everything. I'm just double checking this real quick. Okay, that looks good. Right, this rocker. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sorted. And let me just double check the head bolts once again. Are these intake bolts all tightened down? Yes, they are. Those are still good. Okay, perfect. Now we can continue with these. This one goes on to this side. Okay, perfect. And let's get the right hand one on, or the right hand side valve cover. Okay, zip it down there and zip it down there. I think we've got that in. Spark plugs, we need to wait with those. Well, spark wires, because we need to get the spark plugs back in. Let's continue with our exhaust manifold over here. Zip that down. Just check the exhaust manifold for this side real quick. Just bolt it down properly. Perfect. And we can actually continue and do the exhaust pipes because these are the short ones. It shouldn't be a problem. Oh, come on. Getting stuck on it now. Okay. Let's pop that onto there. Okay, this is the starter for the gearbox. Let's put it onto here, then we know that is put together. Okay, perfect. So now let's do the spark plugs once again. We'll just pop them all in one by one where they need to go. And we'll just come with the spark plug socket and just tighten them all up at once. Okay, there we go. Okay, same on this side. It's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And there's number 4. Okay, let's grab our socket for the spark plugs. Okay, zip them all down on this side. Perfect. We're going to do the same on this side. Get them zipped down real quick, no problems. Okay, now we can get this back on. Okay, and I think that is the engine put together. I don't know if I missed anything. I hope not. We've got fuel pump. We've got everything this time. The fuel pump is usually the thing that I would forget, or the oil filter, which I'm actually looking at it right now. Okay, so let's drop that into there. And let's zip it down. It's going to give us a bit of lag, probably. Okay. You know what? Since we are over here, I mustn't forget to do this brake master cylinder, because that is considered suspension. Okay, so we're going to replace that. And I also wanted to check the steering column, because that is also part of suspension work. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff that still needs to be checked. See, the steering column is at 63%, so I'd rather just replace that. And what I wanted to do before I tighten up the wiring and bring the transmission over is just want to check the main wires. Okay, come on, battery. Battery is good. Main wires. Let's just see. Okay, so those are 43%, so we'll replace this. We've got some wires on the shelf over here, which are 100%, so we're going to pop these into here. Okay, bolt it down over there. The battery is still good. You can bolt the battery back down as well. Okay, and over there, and we're going to come on this side. Let's do our ground cable. We'll do our alternator cable. We've got that engine mount tightened down. Let's get our fuel line back into place. Okay, I think that is everything on the engine side for now. Let's just tighten that one down as well. Okay, let's grab the transmission. Okay, pop you into there. And zip it all down. Perfect. Okay, now, you know what? Before I forget, let's just do this wire on the starter. Cable is done. Okay, let's lift this thing up so that we can get the transmission bolted back down to the transmission support. Okay, and we also need to bolt down the drive shaft. And zip that all up. Okay, so that is looking good. I think we've got everything done. Okay, let's lower this thing down. And I notice we just hit the 1 hour mark over here, which is good. It's not a bad thing. Means we just got to do a couple more things to get this thing to fire up. And then once we are done with this, we can actually send it back to Laco. So I think let's see if we can achieve that today by sorting this car out all the way so that we can start working on Devil's Dragon's car next. I'm going to send him a quotation and hopefully he's going to accept it. Then we can get into that into the next episode. Okay, let's air this tire up as well. 2 bars, so that's perfect. Okay, let's just put this back over here. I think just put it in that little slither over there. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look and see what we still need to do. So we need to do brake booster. We need to do the coolant. You know what? Let's just inspect the radiator real quick while we are here as well. Make sure this thing is also good. The hoses on it look good. Okay, radiator seems to be brand new, which is it's a common thing for this car so far. Getting all sorts of brand new parts. Lower hose is also still brand new. Zip that down. Let's do this one. Okay, and radiator can go back in. I probably need to top up the coolant again, because this thing has been sitting here without an engine for quite a while now, so it'll probably be empty. I don't know, let's see. Come on, lean in here. Yeah, it's gonna need some coolant, so we can just leave this cap off here for now. We are gonna need oil in the engine, so we'll take this cap off as well. And luckily on this car there's no freaking hood that I can slam shut. Okay, so let's get the new brake master cylinder and let's just check the steering wheel. 34%, that is trash. Okay, we'll just pick it up and put it in the back of the truck. You know what, I can actually reuse the brake fluid in this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's get back over to our catalog. We need to buy the master cylinder, which is on the brakes. Okay, come on, load up, you can do this. And we are still on Jason, just making sure on that. Handbrake lever is also considered brakes, so we'll get a new one of these anyway, because I'm quite doubtful that he would have replaced his. But if he didn't, it's at least not a big train smash, because these things are so interchangeable onto many vehicles, it's not even funny. So I'm not going to worry if the one we take off his car is 100% as well. Okay, brake booster back into place. Let's quickly do this. Just want to see. See, it's a good thing I bought it, so can just go ahead and replace that as well. Put the handbrake up. Okay, let's do one thing at a time. We're going to do the brake fluid real quick, then we'll go and grab the steering column. Okay, I just want to put this thing... Come on, stand upright. No. You know what? You do what you want to do. I'm going to pour you over into this. Come on, there we go. Okay, it's filling. Putting it back into the new master cylinder. That is full. Okay, now put you back onto there. Put this cap back onto there. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. So let's get ourselves a steering column and a steering wheel that needs to go into this car. And I just walked into the freaking wall. Okay, interior. I think it will fall under interior. Come on, load up, load up. There we go. Steering column and steering wheel. I think that is the base game steering wheel. No, it is actually not. So that is a modded steering wheel. The steering wheel... Why do I keep walking into the freaking wall? The normal steering wheel is this one, Funcle. Why did you buy that? Okay, let's get that back onto here. Tighten that up, and we've got our new steering column. Okay, this actually makes me wonder if this thing has got... it doesn't have pedals. Okay. Alright, you know what? Let's just go and grab some pedals, because I don't see pedals on that thing. Okay, so we've got a manual 4-speed, so we're going to need the triple pedals. Would you come here? Thanks. And it's starting to get dark, but it's okay. Go on there. Zip you down, zip you down. Okay, so now we just need to do fluids. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, I'm seeing as we are pretty much at the end of the video. I'm going to do the coolant, the oil, and... do we even have coolant in the shop? Yes, we do. Okay. So let me do all of this real quick, and then I'll bring you guys back once I'm ready to fire this thing up before we end the video. I think that'll work out quite well. Alright, so let me do this. Alright, so there we go. The coolant is topped off. We've got oil in the engine. And all that I need to do still is turn the key. And it fires right up. No problem at all. So everything seems to be doing pretty well. And we managed to do all of the work we were required to do on this car. And I'm going to be shipping this thing back to Laco. And I'll be receiving the payment for it as well from the barn that he sent me. So I just hope I did everything to his satisfaction. And that everything is perfect the way that he wanted it. So yeah, he didn't want any bodywork done. Just in case you haven't seen the previous videos. So he didn't want any bodywork. He didn't want any paint work. No interior work. So yeah, this thing is just as it sits here. It's going to be kind of like sort of a wreckage that's been revived mechanically, but yeah, cosmetically it doesn't look great. But it's definitely going to pack a bit of a punch with this supercharged engine. There's absolutely no modified parts or high performance parts in this thing. But it'll definitely kick up a little bit of dust better than a stock carbureted car. But yes, guys, I think that is going to be it for this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And I also wanted to ask if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, I will see you all in the next one.